YouTube, it's Brekke from BrekkeWrites, and this is my Camp NaNoWriMo April 2020 goals. Yes, I am going to finally try to write again. The world has gone bonkers because of illness, and I have just had very little motivation or bandwidth to write. However, I feel like I'm crawling out of the pit of despair that I descended into for a while, and now I'm kind of like, oh, well, this is my normal, and it's going to kind of suck. So I need to find ways to create art in the middle of that and not sacrifice all of my creativity to sort of damage control and putting out fires at work and in my home life and all that kind of stuff. So I am committing to working on Camp NaNoWriMo. I'm really excited because I'm actually going to work on 3 projects. I know, be a rebel, do what you want. I'm going to do it. I'm taking a page from Kat Kavanaugh and working on all the projects at the same time, which is not my normal way of doing things. I like to do one project at a time because I get very invested. So this is going to be an interesting foray into writing multiple projects at once. That being said, the 2 big projects are companion pieces. So it's the same world and the same characters. They're just 2 companion stories. The Camp Nano has looser rules than NaNoWriMo in November, and instead of going for a word count, I'm actually going to go for a time count, and I am going to track hours worked rather than words counted or anything like that, because I feel like if I am doing brainstorming, if I'm doing character development work, if I am doing the beats for my second companion novel, I want all that to count, even if the words themselves are on the lower end. I want to count time invested and try to get back in the habit of writing 3-4 days a week, which with everything that's happened, I haven't written in a month probably. So that being said, here are the 3 projects I plan on working on during the month of April. The first one is to do a revision pass of my current work in progress. Now I have sent this out to a couple of agents. I have not gotten any feedback yet, except that I did get a full request, which is totally awesome. But I've gone back and I know that it needs a little bit of work, and I want to put that work in now that I kind of have fresh eyes with it. I want to fill out a couple of characters that I want to use in my second companion novel, and I want to add a little bit more humor and a couple more important, meaningful moments of connection between the 2 main characters, or the main character and her love interest. And so I just want to deepen that relationship, and I want to deepen the relationship between the main character and her best friend, because my second project is going to be writing a companion novel about the best friend. So in my first book, it's about a girl named Davy Walters, and she has a digestive illness. She has Crohn's. I sympathize. I don't have Crohn's, but I have a really atypical and severe form of IBS. So I know some of what it's like to live with Crohn's, because they thought I had it for like a year before they discovered I didn't. Anyway, long story. The first novel focuses on her and her coming back to school after being gone and meeting a new girl and falling in love and kind of figuring out what it's like to be a senior in high school when she's been away for a year because of her illness. The second book, I want to be a fun sort of second chance summer romance with her best friend Vivek when he goes back to be a camp counselor at a summer camp that he attended in middle school, and he runs into the love of his middle school life as a camp counselor. They have not kept in touch. She has basically gone off grid, and now that she's going to college, she kind of wanted to reintegrate, and she sort of starting from scratch, and they meet up again and everything goes from there. So that is a story I want to write. I want to have the 2 companion novels kind of ready as a package deal in the event that I get an agent and they want to try to pitch my books. I can say I have a 2-book companion situation going on. I also really love Vivek and wanted to write a story about him. Even from the beginning, I knew he was someone I wanted to have a story about. So I want to write the Save the Cat beats and use that beat sheet and fill out all the beats. I don't do thick outlines. I don't do pages and pages of outlines. That feels very stifling to me. But I do really like beat sheets because the beat sheets give me a roadmap, and I can kind of veer with the roadmap, but I at least have a direction I'm going. So I really enjoy the Save the Cat beat sheets. I have Save the Cat Writes a Novel, which I found really useful. In fact, I probably will go back and reread it. I'm considering splurging and getting the Anatomy of Story, but I don't know if I'm going to do that and if I can afford to do that because I don't make as much money anymore. But that being said, my first two projects really bounce off one another. Revision pass of the current WIP and beat sheets outline, if you will, of the new project that will be a companion to the old project. My third NaNoWriMo project is totally unrelated, but really was inspired by the fact that April is National Poetry Month, and I'm super psyched about it. I'm going to be reading a poem every week. BT dubs, if you haven't already seen that. Yep, I'm going to be reading a poem every single week, every Wednesday, and I'm really excited to feature some underrated poets, including some people I know IRL. Pretty exciting. That being said, I've decided to return to a collection of poems that I've been working on for like 8 years. Some of them are pretty good. Some of them are not good. But I'd like to put together a collection of poetry. Some of you guys know that I am a religious person. I'm Christian, and I am trying to write poetry from the perspective of women, particularly women who don't get to speak very much in scripture, which is most of the women. And it's been a really fun mental exercise, and poetry I find is such a different mental space than writing fiction because you are usually either focusing on a specific moment or you're not trying to tell a story, you're trying to give an impression of emotions, or it's just like one image that you're working with rather than lots and lots of images that you're stacking together to tell a long story. So poetry kind of taps into a different part of my mental space. So for this month, my goal is to work on that collection and see if I can revise some poems, write a poem or two to add, but I want to return to it. So 3 projects, 2 that are related, 1 that is totally not related. And again, I'm going to be counting my time invested. I think my goal for this month is to have 15 hours of work accomplished. That's 30 minutes a day if I was going to break it into a daily goal, but realistically, if I worked 3-4 hours a week, I would definitely be able to meet my time goal. And I think it's a doable goal. It will push me for sure, but it's achievable. It's not demanding. The only problem with measuring time is that you have to invest time. And I am a mother of 4 and I'm working full-time from home, and I'm trying to come back to this channel and breathe the life into it that I had so much energy for at the beginning of the year that just tanked when all of this world upheaval hit. And you can always, put your nose to the grindstone to get a word count out. And I'm usually pretty good about having hours where I can do really high word counts to make up word count goals. You can't do that with time. Time is time. So I know it's going to be a challenge, but I'm excited for it. And I'm excited to use this as an excuse, as a reason, as a kind of line in the sand to get back into creativity mode. I'm going to put all of my information down below if you want to come and find me on the Camp NaNoWriMo website. They've changed it up, and I'm still getting used to the website, but you can find me at BrekkeWrites. I'll have the info down below so you can find me and add me, and I'm happy to have as many buddies in Camp NaNoWriMo as possible because the more accountability, the better. So, are you going to be participating in Camp NaNoWriMo? Comment down below. Let me know if you are. If you are, what are you working on? Are you going to work on something new, something old? Are you going to be doing like me and jumping between a couple of projects? Are you going to be focusing on one? Let me know what you're up to so I can find you. If not, what are you going to be doing in the month of April? What is something that you're going to be doing to get your creative juices flowing and creating art even when the world feels like it's falling down? Because we need to create art. And so I'm committing this month to get back to creating art that I love. Hope you guys are all doing well. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Bye.